going to build the Smartframe Lightbox wall, media wall. Okay, so when you first unpack it, you should have 4 pieces of timber. So you've got obviously the bottom and the top. We know it's the bottom because of the hole in the bottom that's there for fixing to the floor, and also for your cable will come through for the light box. Now we've got obviously a bottom and a top, and then we've got 2 sides, and they all have the locks in them. Now you'll also get the aluminium frame. So you'll have, again, you've got a bottom which has the holes for fixing it to the floor, and you've also got the cord, so you know which side the cord's going to be. So make sure you set it up so that the cord side is going to be nearest to your power. Now the lights are on the bottom and the top, and then you've obviously got the sides again, which doesn't have the lights. So the first thing we want to do is build the frame. So we're going to set it up into a square. So we've got the bottom first. Down. Now these are numbered. You'll see that they've got numbers in them. So you want to line those corners up. So there will also be a number 2 on one of the sides. So once we lay that down, we're going to find the number 2 side. And so we've got number 2. So here we've got number 2, which matches up with that corner. And we've got number 4, which matches up with that corner. So to join the corners, what you want to do, they do come with these screws already in here. So we do that so that they don't get lost in transport. So if you can unscrew that, turn it on its side, and that side and that bottom will slide in together. Now just grab your tool that comes with it, and you'll just put that. You're going to come around this side. Line those up, and just make sure it's on the right angle, because if it's not on the right angle, you'll find the holes won't line up. So we'll put that in again, and use your tool, and we'll just lock that together. So at the moment, we'll fix these up later, but for the purpose of this video, make sure you do those up properly. Now we'll come over here, and again, we'll just take the screw out and line that up. And we'll just hand tighten this for now. Now that's 2 sides done. Now while you're here, you should join up your connectors for your lights, which will be in the corners, and just click those together. Don't forget to undo them if you're pulling it apart. Now I'm just going to grab the other side, and again line up the numbers. So we've got 2 number 1s here. Take out the screw, slide that in on both sides. Hand tighten this for now, but yes, obviously when you're leaving it up, you want to do them up. So now we should have, it is easier with the tool obviously. So now we've got the 4 together. Now I'm just going to make sure all the lights are connected. We didn't join up this one down here, so we just want to make sure that all the connectors are done up. Okay, now you will see some open connectors. Don't worry about that. The lights only run in one, the power for this one in particular only runs in one direction all the way around, so you don't have anything on those ends. Now, we're going to put the base. We're going to get the bit of timber that we had before. Now that's our base. So we want to get the base now, and we're going to put that on the ground where we're going to set it up. So in this case, we might put the power, the hole for the power cord, near the power coming out of the floor. Now, we're going to grab our light box, going to pick that up. Now we're going to line up. I might just flip this around so you can see. We need to put the locks, these hand locks, which are activated with this lever. We're going to put these locks, they line up with the holes that are in the strips, holes that are in these timber boards. So we're just going to lift that up now. We're going to lift that over. And now we've lined up, see the power cord holes are all lined up now? Okay, now that's all sitting in that channel, and you can see that it's dropped down now. So the only thing we need to do to lock that in, that's locking that one in. We're just going to come back here. We're going to lock that side in. Now that base is now attached to that frame. Now we're just going to grab the sides next. Same thing. Just line up your channel here with the locks. So that should go in fairly easily. If you have a little bit of trouble getting that to line up, just check your locks are actually sitting flush in a line, because they can move in transport. They may be half on. So just make sure that they're nice and flat and they're going to go into that channel. They do move in transport sometimes. Okay, so we're going to just quickly lock that one on. Do the same with the other side. That one's locked on. Now the last one is just put your top on. Flip it over so you do have those channels again. Make sure the locks are nice and flat. Now it is easier if you have a second person helping you, but you definitely don't obviously need. They're not very heavy. Okay, that is literally, your light box is now made. There's nothing else to do. Make sure all your locks are on. That frame is now all held together. So you can obviously do your power now if you like. We're going to, just for the demonstration purposes now, we're going to put one of the fabric panels on. In our fabric panel bag here, we do have the transformer. So what we might do now is just plug this in, just to show you that the lights do work. Okay, so leave that up for now. Okay. So obviously you do run this underneath. We're not going to here, but you do run the cord up and underneath, and then it will just plug into here. It only plugs into one point, and then the lights will come on when that's all. At the moment, this is actually turned off, but that's all you need to do to plug it in. Tuck these cords away. You want it nice and neat. You don't want any transformers or cords touching the fabric panel, because you will see them when the light box is lit up. So we'll just take that off for now, and we'll put one of the fabric panels on. Okay, now try and, especially if you're doing this in a shopping centre, the floor's very dirty, so try and keep your prints off the ground. This one is handy when you do have a second person for this purpose. Okay, just coming back to this, so we just push, you push in about 20 centimetres on each corner first. Don't do the middles yet. You're just putting in enough so that it doesn't fall out when you come over to the other side. Because it's a stretched product, you need to make sure that you do the corners first, because if you don't, you'll end up with a big bunch at the end. So we're just doing we're doing about 20 centimetres in on each corner. Leave the middles out. Come down to this corner now. Okay, come around to this corner. Now you will find there's quite a bit of tension on it. Might take you a couple of goes when you haven't done it for a while or you first go to do it. But the purpose behind that is having it tight with that tension removes the creases. So now that we've done the 4 corners, put your middles in. I've just done a middle there. We'll just come around here and we'll just do a middle here. And this one. Okay. And then the one down the bottom. Okay, and after that, so once all your middles are in, then you can just run your hands along the sides and just push them in all the way around. And obviously you're going to do it on both sides. So on the second one, if you do leave the aluminium frame on its own and do the front face first, it's a little bit easier. But on the back one, you'll have to do those locks up. So you will need to put the timber sections on first before you do the rest. Okay, so that one's done. That one's done. And then that one's done. There you go. And then don't forget to do the other side.